'Tis the season to be opinionated. Am I right? It seems like anywhere you go right now, whether it's out to the store even, or obviously on social media, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere, there are 1,000 different opinions on 1,000 different things. Some opinions you'll see and you will applaud and you will agree with them and you relate to it. And other opinions that you'll see about certain current events, you are just astounded by. Like, how on earth could somebody be that dumb that they would actually think this and believe this? And the truth is, people look at your opinions and think the exact same thing. So with all these opinions all across the board on every current event right now, whether it be the pandemic or racism or on and on you could go about everything going on right now, how do we respond to people with different opinions than us? How do we respond to people that think differently on these things than us? And I'm talking about like really differently. Well, maybe you think, well, obviously it's the will of God for me to just eviscerate them in the comment section and make them feel so dumb because of their foolish opinion. Or maybe you'll drop a sarcastic meme or a GIF or a GIF, whatever you want to call it, there in the comments and just make everybody else laugh and make that one person feel like an idiot. You see, that's a good idea, right? I mean, that's what everybody else is doing. It makes me feel better. Obviously, they don't know what they're talking about, and I have to let them know that they are completely and utterly out of their mind because of their opinion. Well, let's see what the Bible has to say. James 1:19 says this: "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath." I want to read one more verse, 2 verses for today's, because I really think that we all need to hear this. Ephesians 4:32 says, "And be ye kind." Woo! You see that? "And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you." We are called to be kind. Swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. I remember preaching to my teenagers when I was a youth pastor on that verse in James, and it was swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath, and I said, listen up, shut up, and lighten up. And you can take that or leave it, but the truth of the matter is we get so fired up and we think we have all the answers, and we think that anybody with a different opinion obviously is not as enlightened as we are. And we treat others as less than because of their different opinions. And I'm sorry, that is not of God. That is not Christ-like. I go on Facebook, and I've been guilty of it too. Maybe I don't type it out, but I've thought some pretty mean things about people with different opinions, and that's wrong, and that's sin on my account. But I see comments, and I see responses, and I see people just going back and forth, Christians going back and forth, and you can just sense the tension and you can sense the anger. And I'm not talking about spirited debate. I'm not talking about healthy dialogue. I'm talking about people being jerks to one another. And it is not godly, and it is not of Christ in any way, shape, or form. It's not contending for the faith like many want to say. No, it's not spirit-filled. We are called to be kind. We are called to listen. Okay? The wrath of God, the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. So you can search this book as much as you want for justification to be rude and inconsiderate. So, well, I'm not saying it to them actually, it's just on Facebook. Just don't. Okay? It's time to look at your brothers and sisters in Christ just like that. Brothers and sisters in Christ. And that lost person that has a different opinion that you just say, well, he's not a Christian. He bears the image of God. You understand that? Created in the image of God and should be treated as such. With love, with kindness, with truth, speaking the truth in love. Not in sarcasm, not in rudeness, not in passive aggressiveness. No. Listen, I may just spend the next few hours trying to find justification for posting sarcastic memes, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to find it. So, hey, can we do that? Slow to speak, slow to wrath, swift to hear. Listen. Just sit down and have a conversation and listen. And be patient. Don't let your pride sneak up. And the second someone differs on you, oh man, I'm really bad at this. The second someone disagrees with you, you're like, I can't believe they must think I'm, no, just calm down. Let the Spirit of Christ and the Word of Christ dwell richly in you, and just relax. There is peace in Christ, even for those who have different opinions than you.